Hey everyone, Jon Gerardi here, sports editor at the Williamsport Sun-Gazette, alongside the Dr. Chris Masse for another installment of Sports Talk. This week we got the District 4 championship games going on for boys and girls basketball, and we got a lot to get into. So Masse, let's just get right into it here. We got Williamsport playing in the District 2-4 Class 6A championship, Mohegan Sun on Saturday. You got Loyalsock boys and girls both playing in the championship Saturday. And Central Mountain girls with a heck of a remarkable turnaround season this year, playing in the District 6 Class 5A championship. I guess let's start with Central Mountain. You put on Twitter about how they're easily the biggest turnaround story this season.
Yeah, easily. Probably. I've been here for 22 years, and I can't remember a bigger turnaround than this. It's kind of like the 1981 49ers. You know, that's my team, so I figured I'd throw that out there when they won the Super Bowl. But, I mean, you're talking about a team that won 6 games in 10 years before this season, and now they're going to a district final. They're 17-3. They won the Hack 1 title. It's pretty remarkable. I knew they were going to be improved this year. I didn't think they would be this good, though. But they got all the pieces working right now, and playing a Hollidaysburg team that they beat 72-45 a couple weeks ago. I think that's a little deceiving, though, because Hollidaysburg was without its best player. But they got a chance here to put an exclamation point on this remarkable turnaround, and it's been fun watching it unfold.
And talk a little bit about Ava Redinger. I mean, she's just a freshman, but she's just putting up crazy numbers, it seems, every single game and really helping that offense flourish.
Yeah, great point guard. She sees the court so well. She sees it probably better than any area player I've seen this season. And at the beginning of the year, she was the area's leading scorer for a while, and I think teams started keying on her. And now she's just great at breaking down defenses and setting up her teammates. The last couple of games, she's had 8, 9, 7 assists every game. You know, she's still scoring in double figures and gives the defense a spark. Just that great floor general that you need out there. She doesn't play like a freshman, that's for sure.
You know, and Massey, you and I were talking before we started this about how this likely is Central Mountain. If they win, this could be their first district championship in program history. What would that mean for the program if they could bring that title home?
Yeah, that'd be a monster accomplishment, and yeah, for the program in general, it would be huge for these younger players that aren't in high school yet, for them to see that it can happen there, because I think success breeds success. And conversely, when you have a culture where year after year you're losing and losing and losing, it's tough to break that trend. So I think for these girls growing up to see a team do something like this and to know that it's possible to win a championship, that would be a monster achievement for them and quite a legacy that this team would leave if they could pull that off.
And we'll go from 5A to 6A here on the boys' side. Williamsport, I believe they've lost, was it 3 consecutive semifinals?
Semifinal, yeah.
I mean,
by four total points.
Yeah, and to beat Wilkes-Barre like they did, to kind of get over that hump. You know, you talked to Alan Taylor the other night. How I guess excited and happy was he for the team that they're able to get over that hump and get to the final?
Pretty excited. You know, this is a team that's come a long way from going 8-13 last year and losing that heartbreaker to Wilkes-Barre, who ended up winning the championship, to only having 2 starters back. I mean, they've surprised me this year, and I don't know if they've surprised Alan Taylor. I think he always has high expectations for the team. But this is a heck of an accomplishment for him, and to beat a good Wilkes-Barre team that was the defending champion and had 5 senior starters back, you know, another nice step forward for a team that I think is going to be pretty good the next few years. They've got some good players coming back. They've got a good feeder system with the junior high program, so I think this is a crucial first step for them on their way back up.
Now they have Scranton in the final. What are they going to have to do to be able to beat them?
I think they got to pick up with the defensive performance that they had the other night. Keep building off of that. Offense can come and go, but if you're playing great defense every game, you're going to give yourself a chance every game. And Scranton's a team that's pretty hot right now. They've won 11 straight games. They've got 3 guys that score in double figures. So defense is going to be at the forefront. And I think from an offensive standpoint, they share the ball pretty well. I think they got to, as Alan Taylor would say, they got to hunt for their shots a little bit better. I'm sure Scranton will play his own defense. Williamsport's used to seeing that, but they opened it up with some 3-pointers in the second half. But I think they got to keep sharing the basketball well. They're moving it pretty well. Keep doing that and play good defense, and they got a shot.
You mentioned about them spreading the ball around. I mean, they got James Evans McQuay averaging 13.9 per game, Nasir Jones 11.7, and Keenan Brown 9.7. It seems that they have those weapons on the floor that they can kind of beat you various different ways.
They can, and their bench is strong. They go about 9 deep. They've had a lot of different guys step up this year. Alkabir Jason's a good player too. He had a couple of big shots in the third quarter to get him going against Wilkes-Barre. Elijah Frierson, who put the exclamation point on the win with a thunderous dunk there.
That was a nice dunk to see.
That was one of the best I've seen this year. That's the kind I dream about making, but could only make on a Nerf hoop back in the day. But he's a freakish athlete that I think is just scratching the surface of his potential. So they got a lot of different guys to beat you. I don't think Scranton can just say, well, we're gonna take James Evans McQuay out and we'll be okay, because other teams have slowed him down and Williamsport's been just fine. So I think their strength is their balance and their depth.
All right, we'll shift now to the Class AAA championships for boys and girls. Loyal Sox in both. Loyal Sox boys are playing Central Columbia on Saturday. Girls are playing top seeded Bloomsburg. Yep. I've covered the Loyal Sox girls a few times, and Curtis Jacobson always said, everyone knows about Summer McNulty. She's not a secret. And he knows they're gonna guard her, but they have other players in so much depth, it seems, that it doesn't matter if you try to neutralize Summer, because everyone else is going to step up and hurt you.
Yeah, and that's huge, and you saw that the other night against Towanda. McNulty was in foul trouble. She had 3 in the first half. She was scoreless at the first half. She ended with 4 points, and they won by 17 against the Towanda team on their home court that only had 1 loss all season. So that speaks to how far I think this program's come. The program's been great for the last 5 years, but how far this core team has come together the last 2 years, because I think early last season, if that had happened where Summer McNulty had 4 points, they would have been in big trouble. But as last season progressed, that started to change. And with 4 starters back this season, it's been more of the same. Cassie G came up huge, 26 points. Mia Patterson always undersized inside, but she plays so big, and she had 16 points, controlled the boards. Sophia Gardner with 9. So that's what the Loyal Sox can do. They, obviously you want Summer McNulty to have a good game, but even if she's having an off night, they've shown that they can beat you. And now if you can get if you can get them all working together against Bloomsburg, that could be a good combination. That's what it's going to take, because Bloomsburg's the favorite. They're the defending champ. They beat Sock by 17 in the first round, so they need all those pieces coming together Saturday.
I was going to say, talk a little bit about Mia and Cassie. I mean, they seem to be every box score they're showing up, and I'm sure they're doing things too on the defensive end that don't reflect in those box scores and game stories. Yeah,
Cassie G played a great all-around game against Towanda. Her defense was big too, and that senior leader, she's one of the best shooters in the district. I think if you're having a horse competition, she'd be one of my first picks, because I think she can drain it from just about anywhere. So she's tough. Mia Patterson, as I said, I mean, and you'll see it against Bloom with 2 6-footers on Saturday. She doesn't care how tall the girls are. She's going to go up there and she's going to ferociously compete. I've seen her a couple of times this year get 14, 15 rebounds in a game, and she plays her and Aaliyah Kennedy inside, play pretty good interior defense. So yeah, Cassie G and Mia Patterson both have had strong years, and both are big reasons why Loyal Sox getting this opportunity to play in the final again.
And going to the Loyal Sox boys, I mean, you got Idris and Siraj Ali. I guess just everyone knows how talented they are. I mean, just kind of try to summarize what their play is like on the court.
They're exciting to watch. Idris is one. I think both, even with Siraj missing 7 games with an injury, he's been so good that I think him and his brother both are all-state caliber. We'll see what happens when the votes come in. But Idris controls the offense so well. He's just a smooth player. Nothing really rattles him. Continuously comes up with big shots at key moments, and he's so darn fast but he's got the outside shot where you got to pick your poison with him, because if you back off of him, he can drain the 3, and if you get up close on him, he can get by you. And Siraj is, again, like I said about Elijah Frierson, he's that freakish athlete. He can jump out of the building. He's a smart player. He knows how to use his body well. He's got 12 double-doubles in 15 games, and the one he probably would have 13 and 15, but he got hurt early in the third quarter against Montoursville, or else it would be 13 and 15. But just a big spark for him in the middle, and he opens up the perimeter for a lot of different shooters too, because he commands attention inside.
And you got Dom Jennings, who's their, in terms of points per game, their fourth leading scorer, but I think even as their fourth best, is still, a really solid player to have on that team.
Yeah, and he's potent, and he's one of the, when you have Siraj in the middle, and then you throw a 6'8" Julian Wilson in there, that opens up those opportunities for a guy like Dom Jennings, who can, if he's hot, he's a game changer on the perimeter. He can drain threes all night, and he's good off the dribble too. Eli Gare is kind of the same, a similar type of player to Dom Jennings. So having those guards on the outside that can do that damage with Siraj and Julian Wilson inside, that puts that puzzle together, and it makes how a coach wants to attack them defensively pretty hard, because they have a lot of different ways they can beat you.
Mm-hmm. Now with the 4 games we just talked about, kind of give, let's do a quick summary here. Who do you got winning these games? We'll start with the 5A girls.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Central Mountain. It's hard to get a read on that because Hollidaysburg was missing its best player last time, but I think Destiny is smiling on them. I think they're going to find a way to get it done. It's going to be tough. Not going to be like it was the first time they played them, but I think they prevail.
I think that one's going to be one that may come down to the final minute or two.
Yeah, I would not
close
be
to
surprised.
the wire. It's District 2-4 6A championship between Williamsport and Scranton.
Yeah. Again, it's Scranton's hard to get a read on because I haven't seen them play, and looking at they've beaten some good teams. They beat Scranton Prep, so hard to get. But when you haven't seen somebody, that makes it tougher to make a prediction. I'm going to go with Scranton in a close one, though. I think they're playing really well here down the stretch, and I think Williamsport is going to give them a good battle. But I got a feeling Scranton takes the win.
I'm going to go, just for the sake of argument, I'll take Williamsport in that one then to go.
That's probably good for our readers, so they don't get too mad at me.
Let's go to the District 4 Class AAA Boys Championship between Central and Loyalsock. Now, they played earlier this year. And
they played twice. Sock won convincingly both times, but that was the case the last 2 years when they met in the district semis and the championship, and both games were decided in the final seconds. So Central always seems like they rise to the occasion in the playoffs. This is going to be a battle, and I think Loyalsock knows it from experience from these last 2 years. They know to throw away the first 2 results. I'm going to go with the Lancers, but I think this is going to be a lot like last year. They beat them in the final seconds last year. I think it's going to be another close win this time.
I was going to say, I don't think those first 2 matchups, I don't think you can really use that as a barometer to measure this one. I think I would pick Loyalsock by probably with at least 5. I think within 5.
Yeah,
I think it'll be close.
I think it's going to be. I don't like to use the war. I don't like to, but I see it as a physical battle, one that goes down to the wire between teams that know each other about as well as they can. This will be nine games in 3 years now they've played against each other.
And then obviously in the Class AAA girls between Loyalsock and Bloomsburg. Bloomsburg's the top seed, as you said, the defending champ. I think Loyalsock's going to be in for a real tough test on this one.
Yeah, Blooms beat them 3 out of the last 4 times. They got them in last year's final. Sock's going to have to play a great game, but I think this is the game they've been looking for all year. I think everybody kind of felt like all season these two were on a collision course to play each other in the final. The advantage Bloom has is their size inside, but Curtis Jacobson's one of the best coaches. I would dare say he's one of the best young coaches in the state. So I'm sure he's going to have a good game plan. I don't think it's going to be a 17-point game like it was last time. I think Sock's going to challenge them. I think it's going to be a back-and-forth game. But I'm going to go with Bloomsburg because I think their size is going to cause enough problems where they win a close one.
I think I'm going to go with Loyalsock on this one just because I just think having lost that many times recently to them, especially in the final, like you said, I think that's going to kind of motivate Sock, and they're just going to be kind of just a little more hungry for that district title.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see who's smarter here. 'Cause there's some opposite picks.
That's
here,
true.
so.
That's
I
true.
mean, well, we shouldn't say that. We know I'm smarter, but
Well, if the
we'll see
football
if you
picks
get
are any
lucky.
indication.
Yeah. People always I win the picks every year, and they're like, you do a good job on the picks. I'm like, well, it's a low bar that I'm clearing there. The competition's not that stiff, but I'll take the banner.
Every year I start out good in the picks. For like the first 3 weeks, and I'm pretty good up there. And then I just take a dive somewhere mid-season.
Yeah,
Usually it's the college ones that get me.
And I just pace myself. Sometimes I like to challenge myself and let other people take the lead and things like that. But it's a foregone conclusion. We know at the end, just like Brady winning the Super Bowl, Chris Massey's going to be winning another picks championship.
Unfortunately, it's true.
We're not. It is very true.
I was going to say, now we're not going to get into the District 4 Class A championship because it's Thursday right now when we film this. It goes up Friday, so that game will already be in the books by the time people read or see this. But just give a quick summary. How exciting of a game do you think that's going to be tonight?
I can't wait. This is one I kind of thought they were going to play last year in the final, and Liberty got upset in the semis. But I've been thinking all year these two are going to collide, and it's going to be awesome. I will be shocked if this is not a close game. I think Liberty with the 6'7" Brandon Thompson in the middle, Noah Spencer at point guard. They can match up with Newman. It's going to be a fun one. By the time everybody will see this, we'll see if this prediction came true. But I will be tempted to eat the microphone if I'm wrong and it was a blowout. Either way.
I haven't covered Newman, but I can only imagine how much fun it is to watch David and Davion Hill play.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they're putting up just ridiculous video game type numbers every game.
And then you throw Hanif Clay in there, who's been an explosive guard too. And it's for a guy that loves fast-paced offensive basketball. It's been a delight when I've watched Newman play. And yeah, Davion and David, they're quite a brotherly duo. It's been a lot. I'll miss seeing them next year together. Davion, only a sophomore, but David graduating. But it's been fun. I mean, they're quite a tag team. They're kind of like I'm trying to think of a great tag team in the WWE. They're like the Quebecers.
Or like Sting and Lex Luger. That was my favorite growing up as a wrestling fan.
I like the Quebecers. The Masseys are strong in Quebec, so I'll go with them.
Well, that'll do it for the basketball summer. We're going to do a real quick rundown here of who we have for the state wrestling tournament, which starts Friday and Saturday. Follow Mitch Rupert on Twitter. He'll be there. He provides outstanding coverage at Mitch_Rupert on Twitter. Now, unfortunately, unlike Mitch, I don't have these memorized, so I got to read them out here. Class AA at 106, Montoursville's Brandon Wenzel will wrestle Burrell's Cooper Hornack. 113, South Williamsport's Bobby Gardner will go up against Mount Union's Bryce Beatty. At 126, Muncie's Scott Johnson is against Chestnut Ridge's Ross Dahl. 132, we have two locals. Lewisburg's Caden Wagner will go up against Harbor Creek's Connor Pierce. And Meadowbrook Christian's Cade Wernsberger against Forest Hill's Jackson Arnington. 138, another where we have two local kids. Montgomery's Connor Hare against Burrell's Ian Oswald. Lewisburg's Logan Bartlett against Glendale's Brock McMillan. 145, we got Sullivan County's Nathan Higley going up against Richland's Cooper Warshaw. 152, Montgomery's Devin Deem against Fort LaBeouf's Jack Rimpa. 172, Muncie's Ethan Gush wrestling Frazier's Rune Lawrence. 189, Montoursville's Cale Krebs against Cambria Heights' Ian Eckenrode. 215, Montoursville's Dylan Bennett against Noakes' Eli Reese. Heavyweight at 285, we got Hughesville's Caleb Burkhart against Brookville's Nathan Taylor. And in Class AAA, we got three locals wrestling. 106, Williamsport's Cale Nasdio against Northampton's Carson Wagner. 126, Central Mountain freshman Luke Simcox against Northampton's Patrick Snoke. And at 145, Williamsport's Riley Bauer against Ben Salem's Connor Eck. Again, Mitch Rupert will be breaking all of that down this weekend and have tons of coverage, so definitely give him a follow on Twitter. I think that's everything for this week, Doc.
Yeah, it's like Christmas for me. And we got all the district championships at one location, too, at Williamsport.
That's always nice.
So that's awesome. So I can't wait. Looking forward to it.
Yep. All right, for Sports Talk, I'm Jon Gerardi, alongside the Doc, Chris Massey, and we'll see you guys next week.